crusades to end pensions. Let's keep in mind that politicians are the ones who shortchanged the pension programs and the pension system in the first place. We want to keep fighting. You know, it's ironic. And I'm sure that all of you have heard this and you grew up with this. When I was growing up in Cleveland, Ohio, my dad was a bus driver, my mother was a community activist. And they would always sit my brother and me down and they would talk to us about the importance of community. The importance of coming together. Dad was an active member of ATU. He was a steward within that union. He talked about union solidarity, coming together. They also talked about what it means that if you play by the rules and if you work hard every single day, then you'll have a chance and an opportunity to have a better life than they had. Does that sound familiar? Sound familiar? Well, I got to tell you, that American dream is vanishing in this country. And there's something else that they taught us, and I'll never forget it. My father would look at us and he would say, hey boys, if you're in a hole, you want to get out of that hole, you don't get a shovel and start digging deeper. That's just plain dumb. It's stupid. What you do is you get the proper tools. You get the proper tools to build a ladder, and you start climbing out of that hole. But you have a responsibility, and that responsibility is once you start climbing out of that hole, you always reach behind you and grab a hand and you pull somebody up with you. That's the deal. So when the same politicians you beat this year are back again next year, and they will be, Council 31 sacrifice for. Council 31, find a way. When they belittle your work and slice the budget, you've got to fight back, make your voices heard, and you've got to